I've been on this journey for most of my life, certainly as an adult, as a driver, being stopped as a person driving while black more than 18 times. So my focus is let's get to the finish line without demonizing anyone. I tried to draft my legislation based on what I saw as really good ideas in the House bill. Talking to the White House about what they were going to do with their executive order, I tried to thread that needle by having a bipartisan piece of legislation that would attract a real conversation. Well, good morning. Thank you for coming out this morning. Let me just say to Leader McConnell, thank you. I've been asking people on both sides of the aisle to come to the table on this topic for 5 years. Had it not been for that camera, the video that we had, no one would have believed Walter Scott. No one would have believed his family. That's a terrible thing. Our legislation addresses that through more funding for body cameras and for penalties for not using your body cameras. It's interesting how mysterious it is at times that the body cameras don't work when they need to be working. So we're trying to get to that issue as well. I approached you about the importance of this issue and asked that you... Well, perhaps the most visible change is that America is fed up with this situation. It's no longer African Americans, the black community that's out there protesting. If you look at the protesters, the thing you see that's changed is it looks like America. A majority white protesters, lots of black folks as well, brown and yellow and red woven into it as well. The picture that we see today is America says enough is enough. This year as a country, we started with impeachment. We found ourselves in a global pandemic. And well, certainly 20 years ago when I was being stopped by law enforcement on a consistent basis, I am certainly thankful that things have changed drastically in the right direction. When I was stopped earlier this year for failing to use my turn signal too late in the lane change, I didn't know that was a thing. So things still need to change. Well, Esther 4:14 says, "For such a time as this." So I think it is important that in the in the history of eternity, that I had the good fortune of being born in the place where the Civil War started, being elected in the seat that Strom Thurmond used to hold, to be in a position to have this serious conversation that confronts racial outcomes in this nation. I think it's a blessing from God, and frankly, it's been my life experience that we are better together, that there are a lot of good reasons for us to be helpful, to be supportive of change.